welcome to Reelin Films. I do hope that you enjoy this video. Don't forget, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell. Like that you guys can get notified for anything and everything movie and series related here at Reelin Films. I hope you enjoy this video.
What my interest in the film Roleplay, I think, is the mix between a very entertaining action movie and a story about a couple, and a very modern one, where the roles between wives and husbands are not exactly playing out the way they used to, and I think that's the balance between these two elements that I really liked, which overlaps with the balance between comedy and action in the film. I've been blessed with an incredible cast. Kaylee is an incredible professional, and more than that, she's a person who knows herself better than most actors do. She knows her strength incredibly well. She often talks about that sparkle she has, and she's very clever about this, and knows when she's good, and knows when there is something wrong and she needs to fix it, or I need to fix it. And David comes from a very different background. It's like he has a very classical training. He comes from he's British originally, and he needs to question everything, to be sure of every line, of every intention. Like, it's a very long process, whereas Kaylee is much more instinctive, at least in appearance. I think she has a more complex process as well, but she doesn't share it so much. And getting them to work together was very, very interesting, because these two different processes in a way reflect the difference of their characters in the film. So that was really, really interesting. And then Bill Nighy was exactly what you hope he will be. I mean, when you get to meet such famous actors, there's always a question like, who is he going to be for real? And Bill is every bit of the gentleman you think he is, and even more. And working with him was so delightful. We just had him for a week on set, and it was too short. I mean, it was a pity to have so little of him. But hopefully, maybe we'll do a sequel at some point, and it will turn out that Bill is not dead. The most difficult part of shooting this film was to find the right balance between the comedy and the action. It was very clear early on that we were treading on a very narrow path. And working on the script, it was very clear that whenever we were going too far in one direction, we were losing the essence of the film. And I'm experienced enough to know that things don't always work in the edit the way you think they will. And so for quite a lot of scenes, I was trying two versions. We were trying like a comedy version and a thriller version, like super serious and super funny, because we knew that in the edit we would have to be able to fine-tune it really, really, really well in order to make the film sing. And it took us a while, but at some point when it was there, it was really like someone singing in key, on the key. I don't know how to say it in English, but suddenly the tune was right, and we knew that we had found the film. Plenty. Actors always add a lot to their characters. They bring themselves, first of all, and David brought his honesty to this character, which was like he was written as an honest man, Dave. But David is such an honest man that he made it very, very, very obvious, like very strong, and that comes through in the film. And I think that's a great quality. And Kaylee is someone, she's very strong, but you can tell that, and I don't know her personally well enough, like she never shared with me any of this, but you could tell that she had some hard time. I don't know what it is, but like there is something like she has a shield, and and there is something more trouble deep down with her. And I think it brings something interesting to the character, to her backstory. I think she relates very strongly to that story. I don't know, somehow, not directly, obviously, but but there is something that's very genuine in her relationship to that character, to that woman who's very strong and yet is hiding a crack somewhere. Plenty. Um, there's one there's one thing that's always difficult for actors. It's when you come for just a few days and the shoot is already on the way and everybody knows it, knows everyone, and like the chemistry of the set is already there, and you come in and it's your day, and then action, and it's you need to go, you got to go, everybody's waiting for you. And this is what happened to Bill Nye. It was very he felt very insecure at the beginning because I think he was impressed with Katie and David, and having to, there was no observation round, like he was right into it in the bar scene. And his first take was a bit like I could tell that he was that he was feeling a bit giddy, and so it was good. And he was very anxious about, he had so much lines, so many lines, like so much to memorize. It's really difficult. And I said, yeah, you got it all, but there's something that's not quite there yet. And he felt like he was in a, that made him really, I blame myself because I I felt like I had been tough on him. Like it was the last thing I wanted. And I was behind the set with him and say, Bill, you're Bill Nye. There's no way you're not going to be great in this. It's impossible. And we started discussing and trying to rephrase and be very specific about what the character was and what the tone was to be. And then the next day he came back to set, and we had been talking on the phone the night before, and on his way when he was in the car. And he said, yeah, I think I got it. And I can't do his accents. It's a pity. And the next day he came to set and he did one full take. Like that scene was like 15 minutes. And he was incredible. It's what's in the film now. And he was so incredible at the end. The whole crew, the whole cast, everybody was clapping. And to me, it felt like, wow, he's so incredible, and he's such a great man. So yeah, that's a great memory.